All right, Shalom. This is Brother Gabar at the Lions Den Camp. First and foremost, before I hop into this lesson, I want to say Kal Halayim, Le Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua Bahashim, Ha Rakakwadash Ma'amah. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and double honors to my elder as well, R1, and a Shalom to all you brothers and sisters that's pushing and believing and faith and sincerity into the end, man. All right. So as you can see, the title of this lesson is Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And what inspired this lesson is I have a family member, who been locked in prison for almost like 9 years now. And a few days ago, he got transitioned to a halfway house, you know, with only a little bit of time left to be served, you know. So getting closer to being quote unquote free, back into the world to do wickedly, man, free from those chains, but still bound to those spiritual chains, man, still bound to sin. So my family, they celebrating, his transition and his soon to be release, right? And me, the flesh want to celebrate too, because nobody want to be in those conditions, you know what I'm saying? In Esau's jails and prisons, right? And in those circumstances. But the spirit is mourning, my spirit is mourning, because they leave in one prison just to be bound to another, which is spiritual, man. Those spiritual chains, by still being in sin, still being asleep spiritually, man, still not knowing who the Lord is, who they are according to the scriptures, still not understanding or knowing or even caring about the prophecies, that's about to befall this place. Ultimately, America being destroyed by those 200 million nuclear missiles, So it's hard to be in that spirit of mirth, when the spirit is in mourning. So I just got a couple precepts I want to get. This ain't gonna be too long. So this is the book of John, chapter 8. St. John, Salakia, chapter 8. I'm gonna start at verse 31. And I believe this is when Yahushua was talking to the scribes and Pharisees, man. And it says, then said Yahushua to those Jews which believed on him, if ye continue in my word, then ye are my disciples indeed. Right? Because any Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who hear this word and continue in it, it takes root within them. It sticks to them. It bears witness to their spirit, and they strive in this truth unto the end, right? They are a disciple of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They are part of his sheep. They are part of his fold, right? In verse 32 it says, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free, man. All right, because finding out are coming back into the remembrance of who you are, who the Lord is, the true knowledge and wisdom and understanding of these scriptures, man, who the wicked is, who the Lord's chosen people is, understanding the prophecies, that's what make you free in this society, in this world, man. You when that happens, you are then unplugged from the matrix, man. You in the system, but you're not dwelling in it, man. Like, you see it, but you're not taking part in it. Just because you've been freed from 4 walls and some handcuffs and some shackles, man, don't mean you free. And that's what 2/3 don't understand, man. That now you're free to be back into the world doing wickedly, man. And the side of my family that this family member is around and is going to be around, they all on that Christian junk. They all in the churches, going to church every Sunday on that Christian, calling on that false God, not knowing that they just casting more chains and shackles, upon that family member, man, who just got out of, those physical chains and shackles, So man, it's the same thing. somebody who is spiritually dead, calling on a false god, Jesus, Jesus, believing on these different false religions and ideologies, and just following after the ways of Esau in this world, man, they are spiritually dead, man. They are still spiritually in bondage, in chains, in prison, spiritually, you know, man. What kind it says, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free, man. Right? And it says, they answer him, we be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, ye shall be made free? Right? And these 2/3 Israelites here, man, they in that same spirit, of look, it says, we be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, ye shall be made free? Not understanding that Yahweh Shah is talking about free from sin, man, which is ultimately free from death, because the wages of sin is death. So in that, they in that same spirit, thinking that they free, because they could walk around, and they could walk around and do this and do that, and they count it as freedom, man, but don't know that they are spiritually bound to sin, man. Still in chains and shackles spiritually, man. In verse 34 it says, Yahushua answered them, verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin, man. And being a servant is being, like bound to something, among other things. But when you're a servant, you bound to, whatever you serving, man. So basically, man, being a prisoner, a captive of, a prisoner of sin, man. So just because you can, quote unquote, freely walk around and buy and sell and interact and, use the phone and the internet and, and all of this, man, that don't mean you're free. In verse 35, and it says, and the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth forever. If the Son therefore make you free, ye shall be free indeed. Right? In verse 36, it says, so like it says, if the Son therefore shall make you free, you shall be free indeed. Because I could relay this truth to you until I'm blue in the face, man. But if it's not in the Lord's will, and Yahweh Shah's will, to make you free, to wake you up, to loose those chains from your mind, your heart, and your spirit, man, it's nothing I could do. It's nothing I could say to make that happen, man. Because it's up to the Lord, Yahweh Shah, to make you free, man. To predestine somebody to be made free, to ordain somebody to be made free, man. To call somebody back into their right state of mind, their right state of being, opening their eyes and ears to this knowledge and wisdom and understanding of the scriptures, man. It says, if the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed. Because coming into this truth, man, and a remembrance of who you are, right? Man, that's being free, Man, that's literally like in the Matrix, man. That's literally like being unplugged from the system, man. You're no longer bound by the lies and the deceit and the wickedness and the things of this world, man. And your body may be here, but your spirit is free with Yahweh Shah, man. Awaiting that day where our physical bodies, are made free. Salvation. And I'm going to end it with these. This is the book of 1 John, chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 15. And it says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. And I wanted to bring this out because, somebody been locked up for almost 9 years. Of course, you're going to be excited to get back to the world, and the quote unquote freedom of being in the world. I believe that's natural, right? But the scripture says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him, man. Because you could long for that quote unquote freedom, right? Because man, nobody want to be locked in no building, no cage, right? But the love for the world, man, it says, if any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Because you want to get back to the world to get back to what you was doing in the world, because that's where your heart at, that's where your mind at, that's what you love to do. But it says, if any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him, man. And that's, 2/3 of our people, they love the world. We sign and crying against this place, and they love it. They love being a part of this system. They love indulging in the things that this world has to offer, which is all wicked and vanity, man. When you really dig into it and get to the bottom of it, But it said, man, again, it says, if any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him, man, because no man can serve two masters. Because if you choose Yahweh Shai, you got to give up the world. If you choose the world, you got to give up Yahweh Shai, because the two can't coexist. All right, in verse 16 it says, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. Right? So all the quote unquote pleasures, that this world has to offer, right? It is not of the Father, but is of the world, man. All right, and in verse 17, and the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua abideth forever. And that's, in verse 17, what the main point I wanted to get is the world passeth away, because somebody will get out of prison and be so quick to get back to this world and put their focus back into this world, but this place about to be destroyed, man. And it's like, I get it. I completely understand 9 years is a long time, but this place about to be destroyed, man. Man, you should be striving towards this truth, striving towards the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, because it says, he that doeth the will of Yahweh abideth forever, man. So everything you rushing to get back to in this world is about to be destroyed, and you alone with it if you don't turn into the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Because doing the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man, it's salvation in that. It's true freedom in that. Being freed from the destruction that's about to befall this place. Being freed from this captivity. Being freed from sin. Being freed from death. That's true freedom, man. Being given access to roam outside of four walls and no longer have to wear shackles and chains. That's not true freedom. Just look at the days of slavery, man. So-called Emancipation Proclamation. You know what I'm saying? They took the chains off our people and the yokes off our people, but our people still had on those spiritual yokes, those mental yokes. They didn't really receive freedom. We don't really have freedom, even in these times, the year 2023, man. This is not true freedom, man. True freedom is with the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.